Hi guys, so today's robot was one I was waiting for paint to dry on on the rotator build. And I was just fiddling around with some other sort of little RC things I bought. And there's this thing here, and I was looking at this a lot more, and I realised what I made earlier. Lego wheels with the big chunky tyres slip on here really well. And obviously then you got yourself a nice little, sorry I've taken my wheel off, four-wheel drive push bar. I did want to make Tornado, but the proportions just don't look quite right with it. It's more sort of slightly more elongated than this is. So I was looking through all the sort of competitors and stuff, and I think I'm going to go old school, still with some Robot Wars, but I'm going to go with Cobra, the robot from Belgium, which I've seen fight twice, lucky enough to see it in filming, and I was really impressed with it. It's a very robust, sort of strong pusher little machine, had a little crusher on top. I think I'm going to go for the wedge configuration because that's what I saw it in most. So yeah, that's going to be today's robot. So you can see, first thing I'm doing here is just grinding down the sort of middle bit of the wheel, because Cobra's got these sort of nice big hollow dishy wheels going on. And obviously it makes it look a little bit less like Lego as well, so that's kind of the thinking here. Incidentally, if you're wondering, I had previously sawed this tyre in half for another project, and it's the only one I had, so I kind of glued it back together, so it looks a little bit ropey. Okay, the wheels are now chrome. I've marked up which way is actually forward, because these things rotate completely, so wanted to make sure I didn't sort of glue it all in place with one set of wheels trying to go one way and one the other. Thing is though, I've noted, like I said, the version I wanted to do was the Sabertooth fight version with the wedge on the front. In all other versions, the top panel, these little things are pointing sort of backwards, and in the Sabertooth one, they're pointing forwards. And I looked closer and I've realised the actual point where the crusher attaches is here. But the wedge in the Sabertooth fight is here, so they've actually put the wedge on the back and driven it backwards in the Sabertooth, which was something I'd never noticed before. So that's, yeah, just an interesting thing of note when making some of these. You do notice some other stuff. Okay, we've got some the rear panel, the front panel, and the top panel on. The rear panel, it had some fur, I think, from deer tools, so I've just represented that with this. It was several years ago now I made my deer tool, and I can't find where that red felt went. So if I had a little patch, I'd just stick it on there, but I'm not going to buy a whole new patch just for that. So yeah, then we got that, and then I'm just building these the side pod things that kind of protect the wheels a little bit. Not quite sure how I'm going to attach them yet, because obviously there's a big gap there, but I'll work it out. So the side parts are drying. I've used these, you might think that's Lego, it's actually Lepin. I did once try a Lepin set just to see what see if it was any good. It's not, it's atrocious, buy Lego. But I did do it in the mindset of I could use the spares for robot parts, which is exactly what I'm doing now. So these are going to set out from the side, they're going to mount on there. I put them in black and realised actually they're in red and yellow, so I'm going to have to repaint them, but never mind. This is the wedge on the front. I'm not too pleased with the way the paint seems to sort of have gone, but that's just the way it's going to be. So I'm going to put that on the front there. I've got a little bit of cardboard kind of wedge to brace it underneath. And I've painted the underside kind of a rough black as well, just to finish it off. But yeah, hopefully if these bits all go okay, then it should be done. Okay, we're all done, and this is the finished product. I always call it a product, I don't know why. So it's kind of basic looking, I guess. I didn't want to go for the really complicated kind of different shapes on the side and stuff. I thought that's just going to be another rotator-esque nightmare. So I've just gone with kind of the relatively more simple one. But it is the version I kind of really enjoyed watching when it fought Sabertooth in the international, whatever it was called. So yeah, that's fun. Anyway, so I think it's obviously got no active weapons, but I think it's still going to be quite a fun test drive because it's just got a lot of pushing power. So I think that's going to be good fun.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been
So despite no active weapons, that might be the most fun test drive I think I've ever had on this, doing any of these builds. Yeah, it was great. It was zooming around, bouncing off the walls really fast, really maneuverable. Great fun drive. And of all of the robots, bear in mind, you know, I've made, I don't know, someone can probably count. I've made quite a few of these now, and they've always tested on, well, there was an original lot of cardboard models that got eventually destroyed, so it's a new lot. But the one that's been there throughout the whole thing has been Little Snowstorm, which I made when I was 12, something like that. The side has finally been stoved in. I can't believe it. The robot with no weapons has actually defeated Snowstorm, finally. But yeah, I think the forces involved there are pretty extreme. Yeah, unfortunately, right at the end there, we did lose a side of drive. I think the gearbox, there's something slipping. If you listen, yeah, it's not a great noise. Yeah, something slipping in there. But thankfully, that was right at the end, so I'd still got all the footage of the test drive. So, you know, we've had it the other way around before, and it's more annoying. But yes, anyway, so like I say, bit of a basic build for this one, but really good fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheerio. Little finger.